First package of the year from GMT. Those always bode well. I got Twilight Struggle Red Sea in that box. Very excited for this. This is Jason Matthews, one of the designers of Twilight Struggle, the original. This is about a topic that you don't really get a lot of like games on, but Africa, and specifically Cold War Africa. Looks really nice. It's sort of in the small GMT lunchtime format. This game is not going to take you as long to play as Twilight Struggle. From what I understand, it is pretty similar to the original game. I mean, you can even tell here by the rules that we're up to 13 pages, 14 pages, about 14 pages of rules. There's some optional and variant rules. There's a full solo bot in this game, which is really interesting. I saw them playtesting it at SD HistCon. This is the solo rules booklet. Very curious to see how that works. Again, small format. You've got some nice play aids, turn sequence of play, along with what you can do. Probably, if you're an old Twilight Struggle veteran, you probably won't have too much trouble with this. Here's a, looks like solo playable events table, or possibly just an inventory of all the different event cards. We'll get to the deck in a second. We've got a space selection table for the USSR. We've got, looks like a bot action round priorities. Yeah, so this is the solo stuff, depending on who you are playing against and playing as. So it'll show you what sort of the side will do, some of the sort of flow of what the AI will do on their turn. One for Soviets, one for the Americans. Here we've got a half sheet of counters, typical Twilight Struggle here. Nothing breaking the mold. Looks like some event markers. Space racetrack still in play. Pretty nice. So it looks like it's kind of like Twilight Struggle is just zoomed in. We'll take a look at the cards in a second. The dice here are different. You got the hammer and sickle, and you got the star. I believe it's the 6. Yeah, those are the 6s. All right, here's the map. It's a small board mounted. Let's take a look. About half the size of Twilight Struggle, the original game, or even a normal war game map. There we go. So a very small play area. You're only talking about a few locations. An abbreviated space racetrack. Victory points notably only go to 10 or 0. Military ops, that's going to probably be the same. And then you've got a lot of stuff on the side here, which is pretty interesting. This map is actually, it looks to me to be, so this is a 17 by 22 board. This looks to be, what would this be? This would be 17 by 11 play space. And then we have got some stuff down here. It looks like, not sure if these are solo things or examples, or might be a player aid. Yeah, it might be a player aid to show you all of the things you can do. Coups, realignments, placing influence. That's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice touch. Looks like it's the same on the other side. Okay, so there's a player aid right on the board. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the cards. Okay, here we have the event cards. Pretty hefty deck for such a small game. We've got your mid-war deck, late war deck. Looks like these are all kind of mixed up. I just pulled them out of the packaging. I am not familiar with the events of East Africa during the Cold War, so this is going to be really interesting. A lot of Ethiopian stuff, U.S. aid. I'm very curious about some of the history behind some of these events. Eritrean Popular Liberation Front. Looks like late war stuff. Kenya, yes, this is the more modern 80s. Voice of America, looks like in Africa. French stuff, French connections. Yeah. Israeli periphery doctrine. So it looks like a lot of the events are going to be global in nature. Other regions that are not in Africa necessarily that are going to affect this. So like Afghanistan invaded, for example, how does that affect Africa? Kenya, Diego Garcia, the military base in the Indian Ocean. So a lot of interesting stuff here. Dhofar Rebellion in Yemen. T-62s and Kalashnikovs. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff here. I've noticed also some graphics on the cards that, haven't seen in the original Twilight Struggle. F5Es. So really curious to dig into the history here, Seychelles. This is so there's 2 scoring cards, it looks like, Middle East and Africa, only 2, perhaps. I'm very curious to dig into the history here. That's why I'm mostly interested in this. I mean, I love Twilight Struggle, but like, it's not like I needed another game with those same mechanics, but I'm very curious about exploring the history to this. Very excited to have this. Happy it's finally out. Want to get this played in the next coming weeks with my 2-player gaming partner. Twilight Struggle Red Sea Conflict in the Horn of Africa. Probably another hit on their hands. We'll see if this one climbs to #1 on BGG. Thanks for watching, and I will have another video for you soon.